I had just arrived at work as the hospital's lead sonographer and was looking at the patient's schedule for the day when my boss told me to go immediately to the OR. The surgeon was requesting ultrasound guidance. That was all the information I was given. I had no idea what I was walking into. I wheeled the ultrasound machine into the OR. The patient was already sedated on the operating table. Plugging in the machine, I waited for instructions from the doctor. He barked at me to place the ultrasound probe on the patient's pelvis so he wouldn't perforate her uterus. Still confused about the procedure, I did as he asked and realized the woman was pregnant. She was in her second trimester, so I easily determined the gender of her baby, a little girl. Stunned, I watched the doctor thrust a catheter into the amniotic sac. The fetus dodged the catheter and tried to hide in the top of her mother's uterus to get away. In horror, I watched as he inserted a forceps clamp and grabbed her tiny leg. She writhed around in pain, trying to break free, but there was nowhere for her to go. Then the doctor pulled hard until her leg ripped away from her body. She recoiled and violently twisted around in pain and curled herself into a tight ball. But it was no use. The clamp grabbed her arm and she struggled to pull away. Her movements weakened now because she was dying. He pulled her arm off of her body. My vision blurred. My eyes filled with tears. The child again curled herself into a tight ball, but again, the device grabbed her other leg and it was ripped from her body. By now, her heartbeat had slowed significantly, but she was still alive. The clamp grabbed her last limb and ripped it off. She wiggled and squirmed around, and then her heart finally stopped beating. I announced that there was no more cardiac activity. The nurse and scrub tech in the room gasped, realizing for the first time that this was happening to a fetus that was still alive. The remaining body parts, the head and torso, were removed. Placenta was removed, and a final look with ultrasound revealed all products of conception were removed. I was told I could leave the room. Up until that moment, I had been frozen. I silently removed the ultrasound machine from the operating room, went directly to the locker room, and threw up. I quit my job at that hospital shortly after. I told my boss I would never again participate in that type of procedure. I was having nightmares and could not escape the memory of what I had witnessed. I would never again assist in the murder of a child. It was over 20 years ago, but it's just as vivid in my mind today as the day it happened. The saddest part is that this procedure is still happening today. People have no idea we are murdering babies in this way. They think it isn't a person, that it's just a mass of tissue. I'm so sorry for what happened to this little girl, for what I did to her. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm so sorry.
You are beautiful. You are unique. There is no one else like you. Human beings, complex, wonderful, each one of us, handmade in the image of our Creator. Our lives are full of possibilities, all kinds of possibilities. Right around the corner, something amazing is about to happen. But we can also be sickened by the unexpected. Life can be difficult and dangerous at times, and sometimes even unfair. It's a mystery how joy and pain, laughter and tears help form who we are. But we're still beautiful. You are created to laugh, to run, to help, and to overcome. You are created to live. You are beautiful.
Hello, welcome to the show. You're live.
Are you ready? I don't know what to say. Well, that's okay. You don't have to.
If you could be any animal, what kind of animal would you be?
Dog, a dolphin,
Why a dolphin?
because I've been to SeaWorld.
Here's the first one. Ready? Okay. What kind of superpower would you like to have?
It's funny. Lightning, pixie dust, strength.
I thought you were already strong.
Yeah.
How would you use that superpower?
Against bad guys.
A lot of bad guys?
Yeah. In movies.
If you could travel.
How many more do we have? How many?
How is your family more awesome than other families?
Because they make us lunch. Well, my dad's a pilot, pretty much it.
Do you want to have your own family one day?
Yes.
I want 3 kids and a wife.
One wife.
Yes.
I want to have my own family someday.
So if you have a baby, what will you name the baby?
Crystal.
Can you say that out loud?
Crystal.
Say it where I can hear you.
Crystal.
Crystal? What if you have a boy?
Well, Henry.
Probably Kevin or something like that.
Lily.
Would you ever hurt Lily?
Huh? Will I ever hurt my baby? No, I would never.
Would you ever hurt your baby?
No. No,
Why not?
because why'd I hurt him? He's little.
Would you ever hurt your baby?
No,
Why not?
because it's a baby.
Why is it a bad thing to kill a baby?
Because you're killing somebody.
Would you ever kill your baby?
No.
What if you're too busy to take care of them?
I still wouldn't do it.
What if you can't take care of it?
Somebody else can take care of it. I'll send it to a babysitter.
What if the baby was still in the mommy's tummy? Is it okay then?
No. What is a bad thing to kill a baby? Is you kill somebody. Killing them.
What if you found out that parents were killing their babies?
I couldn't find out that.
Makes me feel bad and like sad.
How would that make you feel?
Bad.
Why?
Because it's the people's baby and they kill them. Like how I feel.
How does it make you feel?
Sad.
If you knew that parents were killing their babies, would you save them if you could?
Yeah. Yes, I would.
Would you save the babies if you could?
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you save them if you could?
Yeah.
Yes. Every child is important. I think the church should be talking about it.
I think the church should do something about it.
It's important to do what's right.
I love babies. They're adorable.
This is news from Family Council. A petition drive is underway right now to put the Arkansas Abortion Amendment on the November ballot. The Arkansas Abortion Amendment legalizes abortion in a way Arkansas has never seen before. If passed, the amendment would write abortion into the Arkansas Constitution. The measure would prevent the Arkansas legislature from restricting abortion during the first 5 months of pregnancy, and it contains sweeping health exceptions for abortion during all 9 months. The Arkansas Abortion Amendment threatens to erase basic health and safety requirements for abortion, including parental consent and informed consent laws. Nothing in the amendment requires abortionists to be licensed to practice medicine in Arkansas, and it does not ensure that abortion facilities will be licensed or inspected by the state. It could allow the abortion of thousands of unborn babies in Arkansas every year. If you'd like to take an active role in opposing this amendment, Arkansas Right to Life has announced a Decline to Sign campaign, encouraging voters not to sign petitions for this amendment. You can find out more at familycouncil.org.
I want to take a minute of your time to make you aware of something that's happening in our state right now that you might not know. There's a group called the Arkansans for Limited Government that right now are doing whatever they can to get a new abortion amendment put on our ballot for November. In order to do that, they've got to acquire over 90,000 signatures. The way they're getting these 90,000 signatures is a little misleading. What would happen is if the abortion amendment goes through, it would permanently change the Arkansas Constitution, and it would allow, without restrictions, abortions up to 18 weeks fertilizations, which is 20 weeks pregnant. In cases of rape, incest, and mental health of the mother, it's stillbirth. This is not a political issue, this is ethical. The Bible says in Jeremiah 1:5, before you were formed in the womb, I knew you. Me and my husband are very passionate about this issue because in 2021, we adopted our little girl, Anaya. Many people don't know her full story. Anaya was actually conceived by rape. Anaya was almost aborted, but the birth mom didn't have enough cash, and so she was turned away. Man, am I thankful for the hand of God intervening in that situation. And I think the world of her birth mom because I think she was so brave to go through what she went through. There are two victims when it comes to rape, the birth mom and the baby. I don't believe that demonic activity should have the last say. I believe that when someone is conceived by rape, they're still created by the Redeemer. I believe there's an answer that God brings in these moments of pain. I look at our little girl and I think to myself, you still were worth living. I am not here because I understand what somebody went through as a victim of rape, but I am here speaking as someone who has a daughter, and I get to experience life with her because she was given breath to live. There are a few ways you can help us fight this. First, refuse to sign the petition. Decline to sign it. Also, you need to share this video over all your social media platforms. Get it out there. Let's inundate Arkansas with information about the abortion amendment so people understand what's really taking place. Third thing you can do is share with your coworkers, your friends, your family. We have to get the word out there. We have to be a voice for the voiceless.
Hi, my name is Chip Ingram, author of Culture Shock, and I'd like you to rethink something. You know, in these little videos, sometimes I ask you to think. On this one, I want you to rethink a very controversial topic, and the topic is abortion. And let me just ask you, what do you think about that? I mean, just right now, where you're at in your life, to you, is it like, oh, that's a big political issue, and, you know, Democrats and Republicans, and I know there's some pro-life Democrats, but they really fight about that, or that's big corporations fighting the government about Obamacare. I mean, when you think of abortion, what comes to your mind? Second question is, what's your current involvement? Are you doing anything to protect the life of the unborn? Or is that sort of like, you know, that was a really big issue a while back, and maybe your perspective is, you know what, I think some people are running with that one. That's just not my thing. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to rethink what it means when a little baby is inside of a woman, and whether you're a man, or whether you're a young or not so young woman, or whether you have a friend who's pregnant, what would you say to that person and why? What would the Bible say? What would Jesus do? You see, technology's changed, and in all my research, what I've learned is that, Planned Parenthood, you know what they call an unborn fetus now? They call it a baby. Because when you look at a 3D sonogram now, 28 days, there's a little heart going and, little legs are moving. And I mean, when a woman sees or a father sees, that's a real person. And so we've seen some dramatic things happen, but what I find among those of us that are followers of Jesus, somehow we get turned off because there are some people, candidly, who call themselves Christians, and maybe they are, but they've been so ugly and so negative and sometimes so violent. I don't know about you, I want to pull away from that. And then on the other hand, I realize this is human life. And Jesus said, the Bible said, God says the most precious thing, the most highly valued thing in all the world is human life. So how can I and how can you as a follower of Jesus sort of be nonchalant? I don't want to get involved in this. I don't want to think about it. So what I want you to do is reassess, rethink. What if we said it's not political? Now, we don't all have to be pounding the pavement or writing letters to this person or that person, but do you pray? Can you give a clear answer? Do you have convictions? Because some Christians have kind of given us a bad name, but there's probably a lot more Christians that just seem to be silent, don't say anything. Let's do some rethinking. Let's examine what God says, and let's support life. Let's make a difference together.